Wait, what if I told you there's a country in Europe where stunning beauty walks past you every single corner you turn, where the streets are so safe you could leave your wallet on a park bench, and where the chocolate tastes better than anywhere else on Earth? I just spent 3 weeks in Switzerland, and what I discovered about this place absolutely blew my mind. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Is the incredible beauty and lifestyle actually worth the insane price tag? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether Switzerland deserves to be on your bucket list or if it's just an overpriced tourist trap. Let me paint you a picture. I'm walking down Bahnhofstrasse in Zurich on a sunny Tuesday morning, and I'm genuinely stunned. Every few steps, I'm passing someone who could literally be on a magazine cover. The women here have this effortless elegance that's hard to describe. It's not just about physical features, it's about the way they carry themselves, the confidence, the style that seems to come so naturally. And before you think I'm exaggerating, hear me out. Switzerland has this unique position in Europe where German, French, and Italian cultures blend together. You're getting the best of all three worlds. The precision and organization of Germany, the sophistication and style of France, and the passion and warmth of Italy, all mixed into one incredible package. The result? A population that seems to have won the genetic and cultural lottery. But let's talk about Stockholm for a second, because I know the synopsis mentioned it. Here's a little correction. Stockholm is actually in Sweden, not Switzerland. Easy mistake, because both start with S, and both are absolutely gorgeous Scandinavian and Alpine destinations. But for this journey, we're focusing purely on Switzerland, the land of Alps, watches, and yes, absolutely breathtaking scenery, both natural and human. Now, Geneva, Zurich, Lucerne. These cities are like walking through a real-life fairy tale. The architecture is pristine, the streets are cleaner than most people's homes, and everywhere you look, there's something beautiful to see. I'm talking about medieval old towns with cobblestone streets, luxury boutiques with window displays that are basically art installations, and cafes where people actually sit and enjoy life instead of rushing through everything. The Swiss take pride in everything they do. Their watches are world famous for a reason. Their chocolate isn't just good, it's an experience. Their trains run so precisely that you could set your watch by them, which is ironic considering Switzerland makes the world's best watches. This attention to detail extends to personal appearance too. People here dress well, take care of themselves, and it shows. Let me tell you about my first day in Zurich. I'm sitting at this cafe right by Lake Zurich, drinking what might be the best coffee I've ever had, and I'm just people watching. Within 20 minutes, I count at least 15 women who could easily be professional models. I'm not talking about Instagram filter pretty. I'm talking about natural, healthy, radiant beauty. High cheekbones, clear skin, fit bodies, and this incredible fashion sense that makes even casual outfits look runway ready. And it's not just Zurich. I took the train to Lucerne, which, by the way, is one of the most romantic cities I've ever visited. The Chapel Bridge, the lake, the mountains in the background, it's like someone designed a city specifically for a romantic movie. And the people match the setting. Walking around the old town, I felt like I was in a different era where people actually cared about presentation and elegance. But here's what really got me. It's not just about looks. The women in Switzerland are educated, multilingual, and accomplished. Switzerland has some of the best universities in the world, and the culture really values education and personal development. Most people here speak at least 3 languages fluently. Imagine having a conversation with someone who can switch between German, French, Italian, and English without missing a beat. That level of sophistication is incredibly attractive. The Swiss lifestyle also plays a huge role. This country is obsessed with health and fitness. Everywhere you go, people are hiking, skiing, cycling, swimming. The Alps are literally in their backyard, so outdoor activities are just part of daily life. You're not going to find many people sitting around eating junk food all day because the culture doesn't support that. Fresh, high-quality food is the norm, not the exception. Speaking of food, let's talk about Swiss cuisine for a minute. Yes, it's heavily based on cheese and chocolate, but it's done in a way that's actually part of a balanced lifestyle. Fondue isn't something you eat every day. It's a social experience. The Swiss eat fresh bread, quality meats, lots of vegetables, and they take their time with meals. There's no rushed fast food culture here. Meals are social events where people actually talk and connect. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: money. Switzerland is expensive. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's one of the most expensive countries in the world. That coffee I mentioned by Lake Zurich? $8. A simple sandwich at a cafe? $15. A decent hotel room? Easily $200 a night, and that's on the lower end. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. Switzerland is expensive, but you're getting what you pay for. The quality of everything is exceptional. The infrastructure is immaculate. Public transportation is so good you don't need a car. The healthcare system is world-class. The education system is incredible. Crime is almost non-existent. You're paying for quality of life, and the Swiss have quality of life down to a science. Let me break down some real numbers for you, because I know that's what you're wondering. A meal at a mid-range restaurant will run you about $30 to $50 per person. If you want to go somewhere nice, you're looking at $70 to $100 easily. Groceries are also pricey, maybe 50 to 70% more expensive than what you'd pay in the United States. A monthly transportation pass in Zurich costs about $70, but gets you anywhere in the city efficiently and comfortably. Now, for accommodations. If you're planning a vacation here, budget at least $150 to $300 per night for a decent hotel in a major city. Hostels and budget options exist, and you can find beds for $60 to $80 a night, but even those are pricier than most places in Europe. Airbnb can be a good option, with entire apartments ranging from $100 to $250 per night, depending on location and season. So is it worth it? For a vacation, absolutely. Switzerland offers experiences you can't get anywhere else. Where else can you have breakfast overlooking the Matterhorn? Take a train through mountain passes that look like they're from Lord of the Rings, and end your day in a sophisticated city with world-class dining and nightlife. The natural beauty alone is worth the price of admission. The Swiss Alps are not just mountains. They're these dramatic, snow-capped peaks that look almost unreal. The lakes are crystal clear, with colors ranging from deep blue to turquoise. The valleys are filled with charming villages that look like they haven't changed in centuries. But let's get real about living here, because that's a whole different calculation. The average salary in Switzerland is high, around $7,000 to $8,000 per month. But remember, everything costs more. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Zurich city center runs about $2,000 to $3,000 per month. In smaller cities or outside the center, you might find something for $1,500 to $2,000. These numbers make New York and San Francisco look reasonable. However, and this is important, if you're earning a Swiss salary, the math actually works out pretty well. The Swiss have one of the highest standards of living in the world for a reason. High salaries combined with excellent public services mean that despite the high costs, people here have significant disposable income and quality of life. The work-life balance is also much better than in the United States. The Swiss value their leisure time. Vacation days are generous, and there's a cultural understanding that life exists outside of work. Let me tell you about my experience in the smaller towns, because that's where Switzerland really shines. I took a day trip to Grindelwald, this absolutely stunning village in the Bernese Alps. The journey there on the train was an experience in itself, winding through valleys with views that made me literally gasp out loud. When I arrived, it felt like stepping into a postcard. Traditional Swiss chalets, flower boxes overflowing with geraniums, and everywhere you look, mountains. The people in these smaller towns are incredibly friendly. There's this warmth and genuine hospitality that you might not expect from Swiss stereotypes about being reserved. I struck up conversations with locals who were proud to share their knowledge about the area, recommended hiking trails, and told me about their lives. And yes, even in these small mountain villages, the standard of beauty and presentation remained high. It seems to be a nationwide thing. One afternoon, I'm hiking this trail near Interlaken, and I pass several groups of people. Families with kids, young couples, solo hikers, and even elderly folks tackling these mountain paths with impressive fitness levels. Everyone looked healthy, happy, and put together even in hiking gear. It really drove home the point that the Swiss approach to life, this emphasis on quality, health, and taking care of yourself, creates a population that radiates vitality and attractiveness. Now let's talk about the economy because Switzerland's wealth is a huge part of why the country functions so well. Switzerland has one of the strongest economies in the world. Banking and finance are huge industries here. Zurich is one of the world's major financial centers. The country is also home to numerous multinational corporations and pharmaceutical giants. This economic power means excellent infrastructure, amazing public services, and a general sense that things just work. The tourism industry is massive too. Switzerland attracts millions of visitors every year who come for the Alps, the skiing, the hiking, the cities, and the overall Swiss experience. This influx of tourism dollars supports countless businesses and keeps the economy thriving. Popular destinations like Zermatt, St. Moritz, and Interlaken are built around tourism, offering world-class resorts, restaurants, and activities. But here's something fascinating I learned. Despite being in the heart of Europe, Switzerland isn't part of the European Union. They've maintained their independence and their own currency, the Swiss franc, which is one of the strongest and most stable currencies in the world. This independence allows them to maintain their high standards and control their own destiny in ways that EU member states sometimes can't. For tourists from the United States, visiting Switzerland is relatively straightforward. Americans don't need a visa for stays under 90 days. The country is incredibly safe. Public transportation makes getting around easy even if you don't speak the languages, and English is widely spoken in tourist areas in major cities. Credit cards are accepted almost everywhere, though it's worth having some Swiss francs for smaller establishments. The best time to visit depends on what you want to do. Summer, from June to September, is perfect for hiking and enjoying the lakes and cities. The weather is warm, everything is green and lush, and the long daylight hours mean you can pack a lot into each day. However, this is also peak tourist season, so expect crowds and higher prices. Winter, from December to March, is ideal if you're into skiing and snowboarding. Swiss ski resorts are world-renowned, offering perfectly groomed slopes, modern lift systems, and stunning alpine scenery. The Christmas markets in cities like Basel and Montreux are also magical experiences. Spring and fall are shoulder seasons with fewer tourists, lower prices, and still plenty of beauty and activities available. Let me address something important. When I talk about beauty in Switzerland, I want to be clear that I'm celebrating the overall aesthetic and lifestyle culture, not objectifying anyone. What struck me about Switzerland was how the culture supports people in being their best selves. Access to healthcare, emphasis on education, cultural appreciation for quality and craftsmanship, outdoor lifestyle, these factors combine to create a population that generally looks and feels good. And it goes beyond just physical appearance. There's an elegance and sophistication to Swiss culture that's really appealing. The way public spaces are designed and maintained, the respect for tradition combined with modern innovation, the multilingual and multicultural nature of society, all of this creates an environment where beauty in all its forms is appreciated and cultivated. So back to the big question, should Switzerland be on your travel list? If you can afford it, absolutely yes. This is a country that delivers on its promises. The natural beauty is spectacular, the cities are clean and sophisticated, the food is excellent, and the overall experience is something special. You'll leave with incredible photos, amazing memories, and probably a desire to return. For a week-long trip, budget around $3,000 to $5,000 per person, including flights from the U.S., accommodations, food, activities, and transportation. That's not cheap, but for what you get, it's worth saving up for. This isn't a budget backpacking destination. It's a quality experience destination. If you're considering moving there, do your research thoroughly. The job market is competitive. You'll likely need to speak multiple languages, and navigating the visa and work permit process can be complex. But for those who make it work, Switzerland offers an incredible quality of life that's hard to match anywhere else in the world. As I wrapped up my time in Switzerland, sitting in a cafe in Bern watching the sun set over the old town, I realized something. Switzerland isn't just about one thing, whether that's natural beauty, attractive people, economic success, or chocolate. It's about how all these elements come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. It's a country that has figured out how to combine tradition with modernity, natural beauty with urban sophistication, and individual success with collective well-being. So there you have it. Switzerland in all its expensive, beautiful, chocolate-filled glory. Is it perfect? No. Is it worth experiencing? Absolutely. Have you been to Switzerland?